What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. Go ahead and check them out in the description to this video. We've got a lot on the docket today, guys, and it's just for today. So we got a lot to talk about. We got storms ongoing right now, and those are going to continue to unfold into what could potentially be a pretty impactful event. If you see those icons in the corner, that just means that there are severe warnings getting issued actively as we speak, and it's going to continue into this afternoon and evening. Hail is possible, large hail is possible, and then we also have tornadoes and high winds on the table for our risks. So possible we could be seeing a very busy day here at the Weather Center, as well as in parts of the Mississippi Valley and the Southeast. So they just issued a tornado watch for the South, and there is a particularly dangerous situation. They're both PDS, John just said. So they are both particularly dangerous situation tornado watches in the north and in the southern parts of the Mississippi Valley right now. So going in and taking a look at that. Golf balls covering the ground north of Marshall already. Yeah, we've got storms actively ongoing. I mean, you can see a warning right there. There's been a couple in middle Missouri as well as in Arkansas this morning, and it's going to continue to blow up. You can already see those storms developing so quickly in the last few runs of our radar here. In just the past few minutes, these cells have already started to really develop and get going, and as they continue to enter this clear area right here through Iowa, through Illinois, we're going to continue to see those cells strengthen up to the north. Here's where our low is. You can kind of see it spinning right there, and we got a really powerful system, and it's going to continue to allow those storms to develop. Down south, the cold front is going to extend all the way through Arkansas, and as it does, we're going to see those cells pushing into the Little Rock area here shortly with the potential for hail before we see all risks increasing, so wind and tornadoes as well, while that line moves into Memphis. So again, very busy day for you guys in the Mississippi Valley. There's that cold front moving through the Arkansas and Missouri area. Nice and warm out ahead of it in the 70s and 80s, and with that we could potentially again see more intensity on those storms as they move into that humidity, into that heat, and into that instability. So here's our setup overall. We've looked at it a few times over the past few days, but this trough is not backing off. We've got the little dip here in our jet stream, and that's the disturbance that's bringing those storms. And as it continues to deepen, as you continue to see those blues get deeper and deeper, that just means the system is strengthening as it moves through. So powerful storms expected in a few hours here. And then we'll finally start to see it lifting a little bit by Saturday, so storms should be able to start weakening into the overnight hours as they enter the Ohio Valley and into the Northeast, but still getting storm chances into tomorrow with the remnants of this system. There's the cold front on it. You're not really seeing it too much to the southeast because it's so warm, but there is a cold front on that system, and that's going to drive those storms in the southern part of the Mississippi Valley. It's pretty apparent in the Iowa and Illinois area where that front is, where it's moving through, and where we'll continue to see storms into this afternoon and evening. So there's the dry line with it, which, you know, is very obvious there. The deep greens meeting those bright, I guess, browns there. That's where we're going to see, again, that dry line passing through, driving those storms along with that cold front, along with that powerful low, and it's really got the potential to ramp up here around 3 p.m. is where we have this stopping point, because that's where it's looking like these storms are really going to get going through the northern part of the risk area and then driving through the southern part just shortly after with, again, all risks on the table. Significant tornado parameter here, which is basically how all those variables come together to kind of predict where we could get tornadoes as well as how strong those could be. And we're seeing those bright values here near St. Louis, in southern parts of Missouri, all the way up into the northern part of our risk area through Iowa. And that's going to continue into this evening, into tonight, while those work their way through the Ohio Valley. So basically a long-term tornado risk with these storms. It's looking like they're going to stay supercellular for a little while. There's our cold front that's going to continue to move those storms out through Iowa, through the center of our low, and then isolated cells all out in front of that with a chance to see hail as well as potential tornadoes. Again, it's a particularly dangerous situation tornado watch, which does mean that there is a chance that we could get some violent or long track tornadoes with these cells. So basically, if you guys are in the risk area today, pay attention, turn those alerts on your phone, and if you're in a tornado warning, we like to say get in, get down, and cover up, and wait for that warning to pass before you guys go out. Stay safe out there, guys. But there's that initial cell development by around 3 p.m. Seeing that continue to pass off through the Davenport area by 6 p.m. with a train of multiple supercells forming into a line. So now we've got wind, hail, and tornadoes on the threat list as we move through Davenport. Then into Chicago, we're going to see that line passing through with some strong winds, making its way through Indianapolis, through Cleveland, strong winds and tornadoes all throughout tonight through that area with that cold front. Then down to the south, making our way through Little Rock, again, just in a couple hours here, with a chance to see some large hail as well as tornadoes once again. That line really, again, ramps up once it moves into the Memphis area. We got multiple cells along that line that have the potential not only to produce those high winds that are driven with that cold front, but also some rotation could get us some tornadoes dropping through the area in the southern part of our risk. So that's going to continue off towards Nashville by around midnight. Again, guys, it's going to be an after dark risk for a lot of us. So it's time to pay attention into the overnight hours. If you guys are in the Ohio Valley or the Tennessee Valley, through the Mississippi Valley, it should be today into this evening. But there it goes through Nashville by around midnight, finally making its way out, moving into Atlanta by tomorrow morning, and then out through the coastal Carolinas by tomorrow afternoon, where we'll continue our risk. So for today's hail forecast, here's what we have for you guys. Large, expansive risk all the way from Minnesota, I'm thinking Minneapolis, all the way from Minnesota down into Tennessee. We could see at least quarters to half dollars with that system. Got a couple hatched areas, got a couple areas of purple, so let's take a look at those. First is going to be Little Rock through Memphis. Little Rock, you got a high chance of seeing severe hail into today. If it hits you, right now I'm wanting to kind of back off a little bit on the purple through Little Rock. I'm thinking we could still see some large hail, but baseballs, now that those storms are kind of forming a line just to your west, is looking a little less likely, but still seeing a chance for severe hail through this hatched area. Then once things reach Memphis, still a chance for that large hail, but now we're starting to taper off and form more of a linear mode, and tornadoes and wind are going to be in the threat list as well. So down through here, stronger for tornado chance, but still got that chance for large hail in the mix. Then up north, that's really where we're looking at our large hail threat into today, and it's holding true to that as those storms develop and pass through, okay? So up to baseball-sized stones, where we get those isolated cells passing up through Iowa, Davenport in particular. You guys could see some large hail well into the purple swath as those storms pass in and around the area. Same for you guys in Des Moines. Expect to see some large hail into today. Severe hail possible, really particularly anywhere again through that hatched area. Then if storms can stay supercells, if they don't form a line right away, Chicago, you also have a chance for large hail as those pass through. Now if they form a line, then it's going to be a little smaller. So that's why we have you guys in the moderate. Same for you guys in St. Louis. But again, if they can maintain that singular storm mode as they pass over your all city, could get some larger hail. So keep that in mind. Then for Indianapolis, for Louisville, all the way into Cincinnati, still got a severe hail chance for you, but that's going to be late into tonight. So you guys, again, stay tuned for later as these storms pass through. I know it's raining now. That's not the bulk of the system. It's coming later tonight. So for Davenport, Iowa, here's your city forecast. Storm timeline is in a couple hours here. 3 p.m. is when things should start passing through, all the way to 8 p.m. tonight. And again, that PDS tornado watch is in effect for the Davenport area until 8 p.m. So max hail size on those storms could be up to baseballs, maybe even larger than that around your area. Chance of seeing severe hail at all through Davenport is pretty solid. You got a high chance of seeing severe hail in today. And if you do get severe hail, it's likely to be pretty large. So Davenport is probably the pick city for where we could see severe hail. Then Chicago. We talked a little bit about it, but storm timeline is 4 to 10 p.m. You could see some large hail, again, if you keep those supercell storms, but the chance is a little lower than like Davenport or even Des Moines because it looks like it's starting to line out as it tracks over you. So moderate chance of seeing severe hail into today, moderate chance that it could be larger than golf balls. Then last but not least, we got Little Rock, Arkansas, and this is very similar for Memphis, Tennessee, just a little bit later on the storm timeline. So for Little Rock, it's going to be 12:30 to 7 is when storms are looking to pass through Memphis. It'll be a little later than that. Max hail size, dropping it down to maybe tennis balls, and you still got a good chance, though, of seeing severe hail around the area, and still got a good chance of seeing larger than golf balls in and around the Little Rock region. So that's our city forecasts for today, our pick cities, and we'll also have our tornado risks here coming up soon. But for today's wind forecast, it's very similar to our hail forecast, but going to extend it out to the east a little bit where that line is continuing, but with our hail chances decreasing. So if you guys are in Little Rock, if you guys are in Memphis, that's where you got a high chance of seeing some severe winds, 60 miles an hour or greater, passing through. But Nashville and Birmingham, Shreveport as well, you guys are not in the clear. For as far south as Jackson, going to be lower end through your area, but you still got that tail end of that line that could potentially impact you into this afternoon and evening, so there is still a chance for some 60-mile-an-hour gusts. Then Davenport and Chicago, I think, are, again, the pick cities for hail, or for wind into today, with that potential for a line driving through or supercells. So you got either way, a potential for some hail. So high risk for you guys in Davenport and Chicago to see severe winds. But if you're in Indianapolis, if you're in Louisville, St. Louis, Des Moines, look how broad that hatched area is. This storm is not messing around. It's a very powerful little system, and those upper level winds are really packing a punch. So where there's rain and it can mix that down to the surface, we could get very high winds tracking through any of those areas. And unfortunately for the Ohio Valley, can't say it enough, it's going to be later tonight. So starting soon for you guys in the Mississippi Valley, stay tuned for that. And then last but not least, our tornado risk for the area. Going to extend it pretty much where our hail risk is, where we have that risk for supercells, kind of tracks, right? And tornadoes get supercells. So through that hatched risk, Little Rock, and particularly Memphis, you guys are at risk today. So we've already got that line with those little cells embedded in it, tracking towards the Little Rock area. So again, 12:30 is about when storms are expected to start entering the Little Rock area. Then they'll move into Memphis, but that line is really kind of gaining some steam as it punch into Memphis area. So possible that you guys could see some tornadoes tonight. And unfortunately, some of those could be some powerful ones. So we want to, stay tuned if you guys are in the southern and central part of the Mississippi Valley. Memphis, high risk for you guys for tornadoes. And then up into the northern part of our risk, Davenport, similar story as Memphis, similar setup. You got that line of embedded supercells tracking through, potential for some large hail, as well as the best potential to see tornadoes into today. But Des Moines, you guys are not out of the risk. St. Louis, you guys are not out of the risk. Also got a chance to see those supercells passing over you. And then Chicago and La Crosse, that line is going to track towards you guys and potentially produce the same thing. So that's what we have for you guys for today. Most at-risk cities overall for tornadoes are going to, again, be Davenport and Memphis, but Des Moines, you guys also have a high chance of seeing tornadoes into the coming hours as these storms track through. Chicago, Shreveport, Nashville, a little bit of a lower chance for you guys, particularly for Nashville once that storm starts passing out to the east, but again, it's going to be overnight if you guys are out that way. So really just not great news. So stay tuned to your alerts. Stay tuned to Hail Trace's page. We're going to let you guys know what's going on, and of course, we'll do live coverage if anything is going through any metro areas, and we'll let you know what's happening. Now is a great time to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and get in contact with us as well. But you can message us on Facebook as well. Hit that See First button so you never miss a live video. Smash that subscribe button on TikTok. We'll go live there too if there's anything happening. And then there's our contact us info. You can call us at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And again, scan the QR code up above if you guys are interested in getting any of our products. We also have a link in the description. So get in contact with us. Stay tuned to our page. And as always, we're going to let you guys know what's happening. But stay safe out there. And for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.